The history of the United States can be seen as a long and often winding road, marked by moments of profound triumph and periods of deep struggle. To travel this road is to understand how 13 colonies grew into a global power. The story of this journey is woven with the lives and legacies of its presidents. Each took the helm at a unique point in history, inheriting specific circumstances, facing distinct challenges, and making decisions that ripple through generations. This is a simplified timeline of the American presidency, moving in chronological order, from George Washington to the turbulent term of Donald Trump. For each leader, we explore one achievement and one major challenge. This reveals individual contributions and the continuous story of identity, purpose, and place in the world. The presidency reflects the American people, their hopes and fears, and an evolving idea that began as an experiment. Let us begin. George Washington set precedents, legitimized the federal government, formed the first cabinet, asserted federal authority, and stepped down after 2 terms. His challenge? Crushing war debt, requiring Hamilton's controversial financial plan. John Adams avoided full war with France, his success. But the Alien and Sedition Acts cost him politically. Jefferson doubled the nation with the Louisiana Purchase, yet embargoes and expansion pressures proved deeply unpopular. Madison weathered the War of 1812, hard fought, but preserved sovereignty and national pride. Monroe's Doctrine closed the hemisphere to new colonization, asserting U.S. leadership. But slavery's expansion exposed deep sectional cracks. J.Q. Adams envisioned national improvements, stymied by politics. Jackson expanded democratic participation for white men while enacting Indian removal, resulting in the Trail of Tears. Van Buren faced a severe depression, yet built a durable party system. Harrison's 31-day term set succession precedent through tragedy. Tyler annexed Texas, but became a president without a party. Polk achieved coast-to-coast expansion, success that ignited slavery debates. Taylor vowed to preserve the Union, but died amid rising tensions. Fillmore calmed crisis briefly while deepening moral divides. Pierce's policy unraveled peace and fueled bloodshed. Lincoln preserved the Union, reframing the war with emancipation and guiding the North to victory. Freedom advanced, but at a staggering human cost. Assassinated at the moment of reconciliation, he became a martyr for liberty. Grant enforced civil rights and fought terror, yet scandals plagued his administration. Hayes ended Reconstruction, restoring white unity while abandoning black rights to Jim Crow. The Gilded Age grappled with industrial power and political reform. McKinley's victory abroad made the U.S. an imperial power. Then he was assassinated. T. Roosevelt conserved vast lands and curbed monopolies, steering the progressive era. His challenge? Balancing corporate might with workers' rights and the public good. Taft broke more trusts than TR but split Republicans, opening the door to change. Wilson led through WWI and envisioned lasting peace with a League of Nations, but the U.S. refused to join, and his plan faltered at home. A return to normalcy brought growth and optimism under pro-business policies. Prosperity masked risk as speculation surged. Weak oversight helped set the stage for the catastrophic crash of 1929. Hoover built projects but resisted direct relief. Responses seemed too little, too late. The Great Depression deepened, demanding a new approach. Franklin D. Roosevelt reshaped government with the New Deal, jobs programs, social security, and financial safeguards, and led the nation to victory in World War II. His challenge? A decade of depression followed by global war. Truman ended the war, rebuilt Europe with the Marshall Plan, and asserted leadership with the Truman Doctrine. The Cold War began, nuclear tension and proxy wars shaping policy for decades. Eisenhower's highways transformed commerce and culture. He projected calm through tense times. He enforced desegregation, yet faced criticism for caution on civil rights. Kennedy inspired service and the moonshot, while steering the Cuban Missile Crisis away from nuclear war. Civil rights in Vietnam loomed, his promise cut short by assassination. Lyndon Johnson won landmark civil rights protections and launched the Great Society. But Vietnam consumed his presidency and divided the nation. Nixon opened relations with China and pursued détente with the Soviets. Watergate brought a constitutional crisis and ended his presidency. Successors wrestled with economic turbulence and changing geopolitics. Reagan cut taxes and deregulated. Supporters credit sustained growth and a harder line on the USSR. He helped hasten the Cold War's end, while deficits ballooned and social crises deepened. George H.W. Bush managed the Cold War's end and led a coalition to victory in the Gulf War. Clinton presided over prolonged peacetime growth and technological transformation. George W. Bush confronted terrorism after 9/11, launching wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Barack Obama faced a financial crisis and passed landmark healthcare reform. Donald J. Trump challenged political norms with an America First agenda, tax cuts, and aggressive trade policy, amid deep polarization and the COVID-19 pandemic. Across eras, presidents met moments: war and peace, prosperity and panic, expansion and reform. They wrestled with liberty, equality, and justice, while the office itself evolved. Power grew with responsibility as the nation's role expanded on the world stage. The presidency reflects the people, their voices, choices, and values. The past informs the present, patterns repeat, and choices echo forward. This overview offers essentials: one achievement, one challenge, clarity across the timeline. From Washington to Trump, a nation shaped by leaders, and by the people they serve. The American experiment endures through debate, decisions, and dedication to a more perfect union. This is not just a history of men, it is a history of an idea. Join us next time as we dive deeper into the presidencies that changed everything.